All right, so this is going to be problem number 24. A tire of a moving bicycle has a radius of 15 inches. If the tire is making 2.2 rotations per second, find the bicycle's speed in miles per hour. Okay? So what we need to know is we are starting off as 2.2 rotations per second. Okay, 2.2 rotations per second. And we want to get to miles per hour. So we somehow need to go from seconds to hours and rotations to miles. Okay, so the easiest thing to do is to go from seconds to hours. Okay, we're going to use a little bit of stoichiometry here. How can I go from seconds to hours? I can go from seconds to minutes and then to hours, or I've seen students go directly from seconds to hours. I just like to do minutes in between because I don't know, my personal preference. So I know that, for example, 60 seconds is 1 minute, and then I know that 60 minutes is 1 hour. Okay? Now the question becomes, how did I know to put the 60 seconds up here and not down here? And the reason is I'm trying to get rid of my units. I'm trying to make my units divide out or cancel out. And if I have seconds down here, the only way to get rid of seconds is to put seconds up here. And then if I have minutes down here, the only way to get rid of the minutes is to put it up there. And now I'm left in hours. Now, this is the hard part, going from rotations to miles. How do we talk about a rotation and relate it to a distance? Okay? Well, think about it. Do we know the circumference of this wheel? Yeah. What's the circumference of this wheel? It's going to be 2 pi times the radius, which we were told is 15. And that 15 is inches. So just put a little I in just to make sure you know. So when we try to move the other units along, we know what we're doing. So C equals 30 pi inches. So I'm going to give you plenty of time to write this down, so I want you to all be with me for 1 second if you do have a question on this problem. If you don't, you can keep working, but if you do. How can I relate the circumference to a rotation, please? When that wheel, yeah, go ahead. Very good. 1 rotation, okay, now remember, rotation's up here, so if I want to get rid of it, I want to put it down here, okay, so that it goes away. When the tire makes 1 rotation, it has gone 30 pi inches. Okay, so that's how we relate rotation to a distance. So it's gone 30 pi inches, okay, in 1 rotation, 30 pi inches. Okay? That's a 3. Okay. 30 pi inches in 1 rotation. Now, that's good. We got rid of rotations. That's the hardest part of this problem, okay? Going from seconds to hours is easy, and going from inches to miles is pretty easy. It's going from rotations into a distance. That makes it hard. So then we're going to multiply this by, because we want to get rid of inches, we want to go to miles. So there are what? Let's see. There are 12 inches in 1 foot, and then we can go straight from feet to miles because we know that there are 5,280 feet, and yes, I would expect that you know that, okay? 5,280 feet in 1 mile. So now look, feet's away, inches is away. All I'm left with is miles on the top and hours on the bottom, and that's what I want it to be, okay? So then multiply, so we did it, okay? We went to miles per hour. So now multiply everything across, so it's going to be 2.2 times 60, let's not do that next. 2.2 times 60 times 60 times 30 pi, and then times 1 we don't need, all over, let's see, 12 times 5,280, okay, and this gives us what? Then when you multiply that and divide, what do you get? Did anybody actually do it? 11.8. So you end up with 11.8 miles per hour. Okay? And then if we look, 11.8 is D, and that was number 24. The answer is D. Okay? Does that make sense? So all you're doing is using stoichiometry here and going through and just changing your units and multiplying by whatever necessary to do that. Good?